All right, good morning and welcome back to another edition of Bakersfield Business Partners podcast. My name is Duncan Harris. I'm the owner of Insurance Savings Group and the past president of Bakersfield Business Partners, which is a local chapter, B&I chapter here in Bakersfield, California. And we help our members grow their businesses through referrals, through education, but also through relationships. So we have been doing a podcast to highlight our members and their businesses. And I am proud to have Josh Lowrey, the owner of TRIS Technologies, here today. Josh, say hello.
Hello.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And thanks for coming in today. And this is your second time on the podcast. So last time we kind of got to know you. Who is Josh? Who is TRIS? Tell me again. Just give us a brief summary, really quick, who you are and the company you run.
So I'm Josh Lowrey, a father. I also love golf karting, flag football, and a game called slosh ball. You could play that with any type of beverage. But the business I own is TRIS Technology Solutions. We've been open close to 10 years. Love doing servers, networking, phone systems, managed IT, security, always on internet. It's basically what we do. We're an outsourced IT company.
Okay, got it. So your clients are who? Individual homeowners, businesses,
Mainly
primarily who you work with?
brick and mortar businesses, but some people do have businesses at home. Some people just actually work from home, and we support them. They work for another business of some sort anywhere in the world. We support them with like always on internet, security, tech support, getting anything they need done with their computer, basically.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's talk about that. So, internet, right? I think everything we do now goes through the internet. So you're talking about always on internet. What is that exactly?
So a thing that we've done specifically is we've taken our router that blocks every country except for the United States, and now we have prioritization with the internet. So what we do is, and failover. So basically, we take Spectrum, or you can call that the cable company anywhere, or just your internet service provider, and we add like a T-Mobile backup with their UC system. They're getting really fast speed. So we take those two internet connections and we make them fail over seamlessly, as well as prioritize your internet. So say the cable company gets slow, we're able to prioritize to the other internet, and you never see that as a client. Like your internet's always on and it runs faster than ever.
Right. So for the businesses having issues, right? Things are slowing down, it's cutting out on a day-to-day basis. It's a backup internet essentially. And then is that right?
Yeah, it's a backup internet.
Okay. And then your product, your solution is a router. And then I assume there's some kind of program that's telling it, go get internet here, get internet there. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a module that we have that we program. We do it like in a latency type form. So the way the internet works is the lower the latency. Like if you're down at a 1 millisecond, that's basically the fastest that you can be right now. We time it off that. So if the internet connection is running slow, we're able to detect that and swap over to the secondary internet connection.
So is this something that all your competitors are doing, or is this something maybe different or unique that you do?
I think I haven't seen anybody doing it in California at all. I've seen a little bit in Texas, but people do internet failover, but it doesn't do all this prioritization, and they're definitely not doing it at the price that I'm doing it for. There's a lot of options that even T-Mobile will offer that do failover internet, but who knows that box that they have and how secure it is. It's better to use our router, our failover, our software. It's definitely has higher security.
So, I mean, obviously every company or client might have a different price, but how affordable is this solution?
So this solution for the router is $49 a month, and you can buy any data connection. You just don't have to buy T-Mobile, but we find to be cost effective, T-Mobile has a $50 unlimited data package, and we've turned up over 67 businesses in the last year in basically Kern County. And they're loving it. Their phone system's constantly working. Their computers are always on the internet. It's just to keep costs as low as possible, but that's at $99 if you pay for both of those.
Okay,
Pretty
sweet.
cost effective.
And is it pretty easy to get started, or how does that work?
Our install time, usually I come out and look, and then we have our guys. So about a 3-day install time. If you have our existing equipment and you're one of our current clients, like we get it installed same day.
Got it. That's cool. So why don't you think other companies or your competitors are doing stuff like this? It's just they haven't thought of it. They're lazy. They're complacent. What do you think is going on there?
I think lack of skill is definitely the problem, or not caring. Like maybe if you're in a break fix environment, you're thinking, when they call, I get
So
money.
when you say break fix, meaning like just they're reacting to what's going on.
Hey, our internet's running slow. Oh, I'll come look at it. Oh, I get to bill a client.
And then they send a bill.
And then I reset the modem and I do this and that. That's not we just want that problem to go away. We don't want that easy money. We want that business running great.
Got it. So your business thought or mindset is like, hey, I'll trade off the billing, the high billing for like maybe a smaller monthly, like, membership or internet fee. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Exactly. Basically,
instead of billing someone $500 to go out and fix something, you're like, hey, I want to set as many people up on what'd you say it was, $40 a month or something?
Yeah, $49 a month. And you could just get a router without the failover for 50 cents a day, which is $30 a month. And you block every country in the world. But this failover internet, I feel every home, every business can need it. It's just inexpensive insurance, and you get a guarantee with it. Whereas what internet provider is going to give you that kind of guarantee your internet's going to be at?
Why are companies, providers struggling to provide, reliable internet? I know I've experienced issues at my office and at my house. It's like when everyone gets home at night and they click on Netflix, then our stuff slows down. Same thing I feel like at my office. Well, it used to be at my office. But yeah, same thing. Everyone would fire up their computers and check their emails in the morning, and like our internet would slow down. What's going on there? Is that true, or am I just imagining
yes and
that?
no? Yeah, absolutely. Business. That's why we have the prioritization built in our router. But overall, there's various reasons why the internet goes down. One is infrastructure. If you think about all the copper that's in the ground, all the different systems, like specifically in our town, that there was an older cable company that managed the network really well. Now there's this big national vendor that does it, and they make changes in the middle of the day, middle of the night. They may operate on the East Coast, and it's 2 o'clock over here, 5 o'clock over there, and they don't care about the 2 o'clockers on a Friday. Which anyways, I'm just saying.
No, that makes perfect sense. I get it.
There's a lot of reasons for that. As long as you keep paying their bill, they don't necessarily care. So that's why we take a bigger view at let's have two internets, because the odds of them both being bad at the same time is low, very low, because they're two different competitors. So if you run two of them and then we prioritize them and we load balance and fail them over, it's a win.
Boom.
And we have some places that run 3-4 internets.
Jeez.
So I mean, we've been doing this for for big time places to stay up and running 24/7.
So someone signs up for failover internet. Is there a contract? Are they locked into a contract with you guys?
So that's one thing I'm kind of against, like long-term contracts. I'm month to month on everything.
Okay. On like everything?
Yeah, everything except for leasing.
Got it.
Like if you lease like a server from us.
Yeah.
Or and contracts are specifically, you got to be real careful. Like if you read our contract, I've seen a lot of our competitors where they do should, could, best effort, if needed. Like this is a lot of, we guarantee this problem that's very vague on what it is, and should, could, best effort. Whereas my contract says 0 to 2 hours emergency, it's going to get covered. And so it's not like you're paying month to month and you're thinking, hey, this guy's month to month, he doesn't really have a commitment to my company. It says there in the contract that I'm going to take care of him with that response time that's guaranteed.
So are you seeing that most of your competition they're doing contracts, or are they doing more month to month? What do you see?
All the bigger players in California are doing contracts. Absolutely. Even for projects, you should be doing contracts, but I'd say contracts they have to make sense. If you think of it like Spectrum, They don't make you sign a yearly contract. T-Mobile doesn't do that. And then some of those like T-Mobile's offering some of the fastest speeds. So I just think it's like, why would you sign a long contract on something that, you know, you'd be committed to paying for, even if it's underperforming? And you as the consumer, how would you be able to prove that? And I'd say if there's any time you're not happy, but see, for instance, like if you did the failover internet with us and the T-Mobile didn't work as good in your spot, well, we'll find another solution. There's Starlink, there's a lot of different internet providers. That's just one of the internets that we provide.
So it kind of gives you more flexibility.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it sounds like you feel like it's a better deal for your customers.
Cost savings is key I mean, keeping this price low is how you can sell it to tens of thousands of businesses, hopefully.
How long have you been doing it like that?
So this failover internet I've been doing for 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, I just mean like, you know, if everyone in your industry is kind of doing contracts, you're kind of like the maverick, you know. Why did you win, and why did you decide to go to the separate way?
Well, okay. So specifically on contracts, what would I say? About almost 10 years TRIS has been open, and there's a lot of companies that
you've just never done long-term contracts.
Yes and no.
I mean, I know for the leasing, but you've just kind of ethically be like, hey, that's just not my thing.
About 7 years ago, I went into no contracts. I have clients 9 years ago that met me, and they've moved to like a 6-month contract because they're used to it, or a year contract. I'll do a year contract, but what I'm basically saying is a lot of people were sold a whole bill of goods, marketing and sales wise, and then they get committed to a 3-year contract, and that's just not fair. When people are using could, should, best effort, and then so they're not getting the customer service they need. So what happened 7 years ago is I was like, I'm going to be more committed to the client, prove myself every month to them. That was kind of my vision on it, is be hungry to keep their service every month, not lock them in 3 years and, hey, they're committed to me. And that's just not I don't think it's fair. And it doesn't leave a warm and fuzzy feeling when you have a 3-year contract and you're getting underserved.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying. So, I mean, what else is going on? You know, what else should a small business owner be aware of right now that's kind of going on in your industry? Anything else? Well,
some of the key things, if you want to talk security, basically some of the newer stuff I'm hearing is insurance may not cover cyber insurance in the future. So that's if you get a data breach, you lose data.
Well, let me say this as a insurance agent, right? So I focus on health insurance, employee benefits, Medicare. I used to work at a big firm that did commercial insurance, and it is separate, right? So if a company's buying a liability policy, they actually have to like go through an additional step or get another policy, an additional policy to cover their cyber security, their cyber liability. So It's not that it's not covered, but it's very easily left out, right? Yeah. So when your insurance agent comes to the office and they give you the full package, and you're like, man, what are all these extra charges on there? Usually cybersecurity is one of them. And so it's very easy for a business owner to be like, well, we're just going to go with like the base plan this year on our insurance. And then they're not covered for, oh shoot, I had a data breach. Yeah, now they're not covered.
So what I'm saying a little bit more current, like I found this out last week, is a lot of the vendors, the top thing they're trying to cut out of insurance is I think they don't want to even offer it so much anymore. So, because if you think about it, there were 44 known huge breaches last year on huge companies, and that's really big payouts for insurance companies. And that's just getting into my solution. There was over 44 known breaches that came out. The Sentinel one, what I'm a reseller for, was known to block every single one. It's the only one that nothing got beyond it. So it's the 2021, 2022 top security solution. We've been using it in another business I own called IT Medical Group for about 2 years, and it's literally a sentinel. Like nothing gets past it, and stuff that it finds, we're like, we would never have found that. Like, how is it finding this stuff? And it uses behavioral based security techniques that learns what you do on your computer. And but anyways, right now it's literally out of Silicon Valley, the top top security solution.
So it's something fairly new, it sounds like, using the newest technology. Okay. Is it hard to set up? I mean, what's the installation process? Like if someone says, hey, I'm worried about my company, and I want to use TRIS to get cybersecurity, I mean, what's that process look like?
So what we do is we go by and we do a network assessment. We can run a full security scan on their network with it. And then if they want to go that route, and then we can tell them all the security issues they have on a network. But the normal process is someone says, hey, I ordered it, we install it. So we go by, we send our team by, we if they have a server, it's really cool. Like we can remove the old software and push it all through the server, the new security software. So the install time's real fast. Don't necessarily have to touch every computer. So then they're completely secured. And then the top thing about that is a lot of companies say they have a NOC, which is a network operations center, which we have 2 of those. Okay. So that means guys literally monitoring through this management system, hardware upgrades, security upgrades. If your hardware is going out, they know about it. It does a lot of management. And then a SOC is a security operations center. So we made this last year where we have 2 techs completely watching the security 24/7 on a network. Wow. So that's, security's our top. So in 20 years of professionally doing this plus, we haven't had a single client get a virus.
Uh-oh. You better knock on wood, bud.
Yeah. Well, that's another reason for backup too, and doing it correctly. So backups are a lot of places that we go behind, they do backups. And this is what I'm saying. If you own a company and you're not, I would ask the people you're paying backups for reports. Because these reports, I want to know how often it's getting backed up, how it's getting backed up, is it encrypted? Because ransomware, a lot of that gets hit through the backup.
Wait, what do you mean by that? So I think everyone knows what ransomware is. You get the email, you open it up, they've locked up your information. They say, hey, pay us $10,000. Mm-hmm. But what do you mean it's going through the backup?
So like our backup system specifically, we'll talk a little more about the security too, but the backup system, we encrypt all the backups on the cloud, and we save 30 carbon backups. That's 30 days of an exact, all your settings on your computer, all your emails. If you have Outlook, if you have pictures saved, documents, anything, we do 30 carbon backups, and that's 50 cents a day per computer. So that's really inexpensive to do. If you have a home computer, it's a little more expensive. It's about 50 cents, $15 per 100 gigs.
Okay.
But say you have like 500 gigs on a server, which is usually a small business, that's usually about $89 a month or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, 80, 90, $100 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So then let's say you get that ransomware attack and, crap, they've got you. So then how do these backups help you? You just say, oh, not a problem. Well, you just go back 12 hours.
Twofold, because I have, that's the issue. Right now I have half my clients that never got a virus with my old solution. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we trust TRIS and what they do. And I'm trying to let them know there's 450,000 known malware and viruses coming out a day now. And traditional antivirus and anti-malware just can't keep up. You have to use this newer security solution, but the newer security solution has a rollback. So you get ransomware, and it literally, we're aware of it. In less than 5 minutes, it starts rolling back everything that happened on your computer and puts it right back to the way it was before
awesome.
It got it. And it's so cool how it looks. We put it on the big screen, and it's like you could see everything it touched, and you just click one little button, goes right back.
So it's able to kind of undo like a ransomware attack, essentially.
The rollback, yeah, that's the big deal for, and if considering if you may not be covered on insurance on it, like that's something you need, especially if you're not backing up. But if you are backing up, say you're using a traditional antivirus, we can restore your whole system. So that the backup system means, okay, I got ransomware, my traditional antivirus didn't catch it, and now I can restore to last night. And then so you get your whole system as of yesterday. And
Nice.
yeah. So that's what we could do on, and you can get a whole new laptop, we can restore it to that. You get a whole new server, we can restore it to that. So it can go to any software on the restores.
Oh man, this security software sounds expensive with everything you can do.
So the security software, okay, so this is the package, how I want to try to get to $50 million in total sales. And I would love, we're using it in the medical sector quite a bit, but it's 50 cents a day. So it's $15 a month
For the security?
for the security.
Wow.
So if we have a dollar menu at TRIS where you could basically, that's
You were inspired at McDonald's? You were...
basically, you have to, like, the first thing people should do is secure their computers correctly.
Sure.
Number two, to make your headaches go away, you should be doing your internet.
Right.
So, but what I think is, so not only for $15 a month or 50 cents a day, do you get the security with ransomware rollback, we update 200 plus apps, and we monitor all your hardware. And you have quick access by our team, which is if you're part of a bigger company, this is where you get to that $50 million mark. If you trust us with our security operations center to run all your security, your team can manage the servers, the computers, all through the system we have. So they can have current IT vendors or IT people handling the IT on site, and they can get access to our train set to manage all their computers. And that's all for 50 cents a day per computer.
So that would be like for a bigger company that maybe had their own IT guys on staff. You're saying
Yes.
they could also utilize some of your solutions.
Yeah, like say, just thinking of one like KSI here in town. They got like five IT guys. Maybe they need a little bit of security. They use us for security, and then we even give them a management system where they can manage all their gear. They might already have one, but they'll get ours with that price, basically. And then we could even future, like with that management system we have, we can automate stuff on their network. We can make their jobs really easy.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Come and make my job easier, please.
Whatever we could do to automate. It's about the more you can automate your life and in your tech, the more you have of life and the more time you have.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
exactly
definitely
right.
a thing.
Well, shoot, it sounds like you're kind of doing everything, I don't want to say outside the box, but like your own way. Like you've really thought it through, like, and kind of like next leveled everything. Like, hey, here's the industry standard, and TRIS just goes above and beyond that. And it's kind of like it's like your challenge is almost like you seem to enjoy that part of the business. Like, how could I make this the best ever? You're kind of like Tim the Toolman Taylor, on Tool Time, where like the regular equipment wasn't good enough. You had to have like the high horsepower. Is that TRIS technology? Like,
Oh, 100% every day. Yeah, that's you definitely got to be top notch on security. I mean, talk a little more about security. There's so many places that they run one little router. Like I have this Cisco, and it's FIPS compliant, it's PCI compliant, and basically security is a real thing. Like you really got to have an offense. Like if you have no offense in security tactics, you will not know how to defend correctly. So it's a competition. It's knowing, it's prideful. There's a lot to it that, hey, I want to make sure everything's running as secure as it can be. And if it's not, I got to be able to restore it real quick. And, and if I get ransomware, having that rollback feature, that's the reason why I think SentinelOne's probably going to be the top security solution, in the United States.
so how do people get SentinelOne? They call you, they go online, they buy it directly, and then call you.
So I don't think you can get that price I'm talking about for what I'm providing it.
You guys have
And
like
I'm
a vendor price or something?
vendor price, and I'm a security operations center where I'm monitoring it.
Okay.
Not to say Sentinel can't take care of it real well. They sure can, but it's sure going to cost a lot more than that. So you can call them and get pricing. Go for it. Yeah. But we're through it's called it's a remote monitoring and management software. And basically, it's like a vendor or a channeled vendor through there.
Sure.
So it's integrated in our system, and we could sell it at a lower price.
Well, very cool. So anything else? Any other tips you'd want to give to the business owner or that they should be aware of?
Yeah, just secure your computers and back them up for sure. That's number one. But then, maybe we should talk a little bit about LLS and what we're doing with that a little bit.
Let's talk about it.
Cool. Well, thank you for being part of my team. Really appreciate that.
I am on the, what's the name of the team again?
So the name of the team
Yeah.
is
Do we have a team name?
Josh's Fighting Cancer.
Josh's Fighting Cancer team.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm in last place or on the bench on the team, but I did join the team. So tell me what we're doing.
All right. So what we're doing is we have a 10-week campaign in March. We're running for LLS, which is Leukemia Lymphoma Society. They have a campaign where they have Visionaries of the Year. This is once a year in Kern County, where we raise money, and every dollar raised could be could that be the cure for cancer, or at the end of the day, could it financially help someone that cancer hits anybody like a bus or just randomly. Like it's horrible. It's a financial burden. LLS comes up with cures as well as helping people with those financial burdens.
Got it. So what's the schedule look like for the team, and what do you have coming up?
So we have event planning coming up. I plan on we were going to have a poker night.
This is a fundraising event.
Fundraising. We're going to have a poker night.
Are you good at poker? I don't want you to go to your fundraising event and lose all the money.
Well, as long as we're raising money, that's all that matters.
You would gamble it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we can give it to save lives. That'd be important. As well as we're still that's the thing, is we're getting started, so we're going to event plan a bit more. So there's a lot of fun planned. We might play like a kickball game known as slosh ball.
Okay.
And you could have any beverage, water, juice, and if we get a permit, we can have maybe some beers and stuff like that. But slosh ball tournament, I hope to talk with Chewy's, have signups there, and then figure out how many people we have and have just the biggest slosh ball tournament that's ever been known.
In Kern County, like in history.
That'd be amazing.
Do you know how many people it would take to set the record, or we're just thinking ambitiously?
The most I've ever seen is like 60 people play, and that was like 3 teams.
We could get that on like a Tuesday morning.
That's what I'm saying.
That wouldn't even be hard.
Get like 100. That'd be amazing.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. And then, I know a bunch of company owners, and they love to help out, and we're just going to call them.
Good.
That's
Good
the
deal.
plan.
Well, cool. All right. Well, we're just about to close off, but I did want to switch gears and just summarize and kind of close out with our Bakersfield Business Partners chapter. Do you know how long you've been a member?
So I think TRIS has been in this group about 5 years.
That's right. Before you, she was a lady. She was very pretty. What was her name?
Stephanie.
Oh yeah. How are you related to her?
So that's my wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she's definitely our branding, marketing, and HR.
Awesome. So you've been in our group in 5 years, and how has it helped your business?
BNI, as well as I love helping others. It's the main reason that I'm in business. But yeah, it accounts for several $1,000s in revenue for my business, reoccurring, which is awesome. As well as, educational, public speaking helps with a lot of that stuff. And then just all the connections I've had, because they have this thing called one-to-ones where you go to lunch together and you're supposed to be having like 1 or 2 a week. So it just keeps you engaged. Action matters. Being engaged with people, showing up is the biggest thing. It's definitely a good way to market a bunch of businesses in town.
Well, sweet. Yeah, no, we're lucky to have you. I mean, you are an awesome person. You have an awesome company. And I love that you touched on kind of your main focus about BNI was just trying to bring what you can to the group. So that is our motto in BNI, is givers gain. For business owners looking to join our group and network, that's the right mindset that you want to have when you join our group or any group. What can I add? What can I bring into the group? Josh has done that. Stephanie's done that. And obviously it's helped your business grow to the tune of several $1,000s a month, I assume. So that's awesome. We love having you. And thanks for being here today. And we really appreciate it. And until then, we're going to sign off and we'll be back next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Duncan.